All right, what's up, guys? Here with my friend and client, Alex Vega. He's a future classic physique competitor. We're getting him ready for maybe next year. I'm gonna go over some posing today. Hit a front double buyouts. Okay, so first thing you notice about what Alex is doing with the posing is that he's giving a little contour, a little shape. He's not doing the traditional straight-on bodybuilding pose. He's leading with the hip. Okay, now get into the pose. Okay, now to bring out the lats here, what we do is we tilt the elbows forward and the arms back a little bit. Makes the lats pop. Now move it back to where you were. No, just this. Now pull them back, elbows forward. The lats will pop a little bit. Now you see he's leading with this leg, gives him a nice contour, which is great. But we want to make sure you're putting pressure on it and pivoting it out. Bring the leg forward a little bit. Pressure it and push it out. Okay, now bring this foot forward. Forward and in a little bit more. And you spike it and push down on your toe. So this way you don't have much of a gap in between your legs because it makes the quads look hollow, which you don't have small quads, you have big quads. Now hit a side chest.
Which one?
Either side. Okay, so first thing you got to notice is where the toe is. The toe is in the middle of his foot, the arch, which is correct. And when you see a lot of bodybuilders doing this, the reason they're doing that is they're pulling this hamstring against the opposite leg to push it out. And same thing with the bicep. Now get back into the pose, get ready again. Pull that arm forward. When you pull it back, pull your bicep against your lat, your side, so to push the bicep out. Okay, great. Now, I want you to twist your lower body away from the judges and twist your upper body the other way. Makes you look wide. Hit the abs. Now, you see this gap here? Close that gap. You don't want any gaps. So, take a step over. So, what we want to do is we want to look really full and wide. We turn to make us look wider. We show the opposite shoulder, opposite pec. So, start from scratch again. There you go. You see how you can see his shoulder and his pec, and it's pushing into the pec, and that's how you see the pec nice and full and flexed. That shows he's doing it correctly. Okay, side tricep. Side tricep's going to be the same thing with the lower body, the same thing with pushing the arm against the body to make it look bigger, and the same thing with the pivoting. So you want to turn the lower body away, upper body. This is very, very difficult. I want to see more of that shoulder and chest and make yourself look wider. Good, much better. And you hold, sit on the abs and hold, and you can even tilt forward a little bit and flex the obliques. Now obviously he's not prepping for a show, relax. So conditioning is very, very good considering he's in the off season, growing, getting stronger. We just trained legs, he's strong as an ox. But granted, he's not going to be as conditioned. So what I notice is when I'm leading into a show, when I get closer to the show, my posing changes because I can see a lot more. Now, the infamous back double bicep. Okay, that's perfect right there, what he's doing, if you guys notice. He's spiking the right foot, so he's flexing the calf, and you're putting a lot of pressure and flexing the hamstring. Obviously, again, he's off season. That's one of the last places we get detail, the glutes, lower back, and hamstring. But if he was lean, you would see the hamstring firing. That's an excellent back double bi. If you guys pay attention, his arms are not out here. Relax a little bit. They're not out here. They're not straight. They're close to his head, so it makes him look fuller and more compact. Now, if he brings his arms forward, he's going to get wider. If he brings them back, he's going to get more upper back detail. You want to find the right balance. If you do too much one or the other, you're going to lose width or lose detail. So start over, hit it again. I actually don't have much to correct on this pose because he's hitting it very well. Exactly. So he crunches it together, then opens up. You see the lats here? They're opened up really nice. His chin and chest is up, which shows lower back detail. Now bring your chin down. You see he loses that detail. And what you guys got to understand is that the judges are down there. Okay, relax. the judges are not at eye level. They're sitting below. So that's why, take a step forward. That's why you see when guys hit back double bicep, they tilt back. Lat spread, they tilt back. You always see the tilt because the judges are down low. If you stand here and you do this, you're gonna get washed away by the lights and their view. We're gonna go over the mandatory poses for classic physique, since we're both classic physique competitors. So it's front double bi, back double bi, side chest, side tricep is not in it, but we hit it, and abdominal and thigh. So turn around, hit the ab and thigh. Okay, so that's a very unique ab and thigh. Usually the traditional ab and thigh you see guys do is this. I personally don't like that. I do the one hand, bring one hand down on the side. That's my ab and thigh. So one thing that Alex is doing correctly is his legs are not spread open, they're overlapping. So I will even do this, one a little bit in front of the other, makes the quads look bigger. So spike that left toe, just the way you did it was good. So he's throwing a little variation. I personally like this better. I don't like the hands over the head. It's very difficult to look great in that pose. He shows a little bit muscularity in the shoulder and the arm, and he's still showing the abs. So now on ab and thigh, what you gotta do to get the abs to really pop is you thrust your pelvis forward, kind of like you're humping the mirror. So throw it forward and sit on the abs with a big exhale. Okay, see we got a little bit more detail in the lower abs, and again, you can see it more when you're conditioned. Now, just for some guys that do it the classic way, the regular, more popular way, hit both arms over the head. Now, pelvis forward and sit. There you go. And guys, when you do this, obviously the focal point is the abs, but you want to make sure you're putting pressure on your hands and your lats are coming out. And you're pulling the lats forward. Now, you're on your heel, which is fine. Let's spike it on the toe and push down. Let's see how it looks different. A little bit more angled like this. Yes. Now push down on the toe. So right off the bat, what I could tell that did is just made his sweep bigger. Granted, we just trained legs, so his legs are full of blood, and you're not going to see any detail or any contracting. But doing this out to the side and spiking the toe, in my opinion, gives him a nice rounder look, and he has a really small waist, so we accentuate that. Good. Let's hit all the poses just as we would in a show. Front double bi. Nice vacuum there too, we didn't hit before. That's an excellent, excellent vacuum, especially in the off season. Side chest. Good, sit on the abs and weight your left foot. See, you gotta stand on the left foot so the quadricep pops and the hamstring pops. Back double bicep. This is your money shot. Big exhale. Good. Hold it. Excellent. Abdominal and thigh. You guys see those little spins, those little transitions? You're being looked at all the time. So it's very, very important to always be in your best pose possible. Okay, relax. So you might not be hitting a pose, you might be relaxed on stage, but at the end of the day, you are exactly that. You're on stage. So it's very important when you go into transitions. You gotta always be assuming that the judges are looking at you. One thing that I did in all my shows is that I made sure I was the first one to hit the pose and the last one to let it go. First of all, it's professional. The judges want to see you in the pose. They ask for a pose. Don't let them wait for it. Step aside a second. You'll see a lot of guys, the judges say front double bicep. You'll see them go. They'll take forever to hit the pose. So I'm the first one to hit the pose. So who are the judges going to look at? They're going to look at me. I'm holding the pose the longest. So when guys are pumping in the pose or changing the pose or let the pose go early, who do they look at again? Me. So I get the most amount of judges' eyes on me at all times. So you guys got to keep that in the back of your head. And if you're not conditioned for posing, if you're not used to it, if you didn't practice during your prep, you're going to have a hard time holding the poses. You're going to shake, which is a terrible, terrible thing, and you're going to sweat, and you're going to look like an amateur. You're going to look terrible. So the more conditioned you are, the more used to holding the poses you are, the better you're going to look, and you're going to outpose your competitors. And bottom line is, the way you look on stage, your presence, your facial features, the way that, you know, your facial expressions, not your features, but it makes a big difference in how you're perceived. If you come up there and you're nervous and you're shaky and you're making mistakes, even if you look great, you're going to look 15% worse. If you come out there and you're very confident and you own the stage, not cocky and arrogant, but confident, like you belong there, you're going to look 15 to 20% better. So keep that in mind. Practice your posing, even in the off season. Make sure you're hitting the poses and able to hold them for 10, 15 seconds. There's no time frame. Sometimes the judges make us work. If it's very close between you and a few other competitors, they're going to make you guys hold those poses. And that's what they did with me and the first call out in the 2016, the first ever Classic Physique. They made us work. You know, they made us hit poses over and over and over again. And you can't be taking deep breaths and letting your stomach come out, huffing and puffing. You're not going to look good. So keep that in mind, guys, and practice.